What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Michael Coppinger, Tyson the Gypsy King Fury, the man of the hour, and Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Get this. Michael Coppinger states, sources, Tyson Fury was PCR tested for COVID on July 5th and received the positive result the following day. He had the first vaccine shot, but not the second, and experienced mild symptoms. He tested negative this past Tuesday and was cleared by doctors for travel shortly after. Oh my God, let me counterpunch. People ask, hey man, did you see this? Yeah, I see it. Now it's time to counterpunch it. Let's think. He took the test July 5th, right? Okay. So July 5th to this past Thursday, right? Which is today. Okay. So how many days is that? So day is the 15th. Right? And he tested positive on Monday, which is the 5th. Okay. And it came back 6 positive. So now, on the 15th, he comes in and he's cleared on the 15th. So the question you ask yourself is, why would you take another test within that time frame? I mean, look at it like this. Why would you now take a test and say you were cleared? Here's the better question. If you knew the protocol of COVID, right? You know, if you test positive for COVID, you have to go into quarantine 10 days, at least 10 days. So from the time he got the test, which is the 6th to the 16th is 10 days. Okay, not the 5th to the 15th. Okay, that's not how it works. You have to quarantine for 10 full days. So from the 6th to the 16th would be those days, not test the 15th, which is today, and see how that comes out. Why? Because they want to make sure the test is accurate, because you can't have an accurate reading unless you quarantine for 10 days. Now, you might ask, what's the relevance of them taking the test or them saying that he was positive anyway? What they're trying to do is simple. They're trying to cover up or do damage control, since Tyson Fury's wild hair in the ass has been out shaking hands, friendly bobbing, high-fiving, chest bumping, buying cars, hanging around everybody in Las Vegas. They want to ensure that, hey, he was okay. Hey, and this proves it because he tested negative for that test. So either that test was wrong and they were lying the whole time, or he was okay, or he never was positive in the first place. Okay, now I wasn't there. I didn't see how the test was, to be honest with you, because it was people that say they were positive and all of a sudden they're doing the same shit that Tyson Fury does now, don't they? I.e. Joseph Parker and others, right? But it's supposed to have been 10 people. We don't know who the fuck they are, which is stupid. You know what I mean? But anyway, just the camp of Tyson Fury. So, why did they want, what is the other reason they wanted to show that the test was positive? So he can get his ass on a plane to fly back home. So this whole thing has been to prolong the fight. See, what they could have done is easily, they could have waited until that test came back, right? Instead of, hey, he's positive. Let's take the proper steps to protect this fight and protect everyone else that's not. So let's test everybody to make sure who has it and who doesn't. And the people that tested positive goes in quarantine, and then they do their time out quarantining, right? Making sure they're getting healthy and well and overcoming, letting their body do the deal, right? Since he had that one vaccine, I guess that one vaccine would help some, right? So let that do what it's doing with Tyson Fury and company, and then everyone else test them to see if they're okay. Okay? Without postponing this fight or canceling that date. But they did it anyway. Okay, they did that anyway. So, but then you test 9 days later and he's fine, just so he can get on a plane and go home. Well, hell, they could have kept training and kept the date, because there's nothing stopping the fight now, since you're trying to clear him from going out handshaking and high-fiving and fist bumping, but you're not trying to clear him to fucking fight on the 24th? I mean, what is that? That's the type of shit that makes people that already think that Tyson Fury's a liar, a cheater, the accusations, the glove gate, the Watergate, the wild boar gate, all that gate. Okay, now it's the COVID gate. Okay, now that's what makes people want to believe that shit that already believed that before. I've seen so many inboxes of people saying, see, told you he was a liar, told you he was a cheat. I know if he did that, he had to do all that other shit. You know what I mean? But here's the thing. This is what he did do. He ducked. He ducked to go home. He didn't duck. He didn't take that test to fight. He could have took that test to clear himself to fight, to get it on with Deontay Wilder. He didn't do that. He took that test because why would you take it now? It ain't even protocol to take it now, but you took it now. So what makes us think that it would have came back negative? See what I mean? Sources say. Bullshit. Okay? Tyson Fury should have took that test afterwards. Okay? And then waited and kept that date on the 24th. What's the significance of going home? The significance of going home was, right? He wanted to prolong that fight for whatever reason. If it was ticket sales, if it was the fact that he wasn't ready physically or mentally or whatever, he wasn't ready. That's the whole point. Okay, so he tested positive, right? He tested positive. You didn't quarantine during that time. So you're trying to clean that up by testing again to test negative. But you're not fighting. You can't make this shit up. I mean, you really can't make this shit up, because at the end of the day, all that positive talk and test either was not accurate or was a lie in the first place. Again, I didn't see the shit. But the Nevada Athletic Commission, they wanted proof. Now, here's the question you ask yourself, though. What would have happened if it would have came out positive and all those people that he went to see in that car lot, all in the casino, what would they have really done about that? Because those people will now be worried, because like, dude, I shook this man's hand. I was all up on his fucking armpit. He was talking all in my face, smelling like alcohol. Right? So what would be of that if he would have tested positive? That would have first of all, that would have made him look like a reckless piece of shit, very tactless, very careless, by doing that type of shit, by not quarantining, by not taking the proper steps that were advised to him when he tested positive, because you know they did that. You know, and the thing is, why would people I mean, I guess you can't make someone do it. It ain't like he was staying at the hotel. But at the end of the day, somebody could have been had some type of responsibility to like, hey, you can't do that. You just tested positive. You know, at least stay 6 feet away from this guy. But to say all that to say this, people, he tested positive. He tested negative for this COVID-19 on a very, very convenient time. Just so, not to fight, but to get his ass back on a plane to go back to the UK. Don't you find that super strange? Strange enough to convince me that Tyson Fury ducked. He ducked this fight. He ducked that rematch, or should I say rubber match. At least he did give Deontay Wilder a rematch at one point. We can't say that to poor ass Vlad, which still has a bad taste in his mouth, mind you. But it just shows you what Wilder dealt with when he chose the wrong opponent. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of my Coppinger sources that Tyson Fury is now negative, but there's no fight. He's going home. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.